My heels hit the floor to the beat of 8 Nation Army. Nice. Since I met Valerie, the songs in my phone have slowly started expanding, not only in number, but also in genre. Ellen Fitz now shares a space on my playlist next to Yo-Yo Mo and Border Peterson. I usually listen to music to help me relax or calm me down, but as of late I've found that music has allowed me to feel invigorated and, dare I say, more confident in myself. As if perfectly orchestrated, the music stops when my feet reach the door to the music room. I take a deep breath. What am I nervous about? It's just another night of practice. No, that's not right. It's our last night of practice. My fingers curl tightly around the straps of my bag. Inside, I'm carrying something special. A present for Valerie. Stop it, I'm gonna fucking die. It was as cold as death last weekend. In truth, I've thought it's been cold my whole time in Quebec. Before leaving Australia, I did pack a few winter essential winter garments, but haven't bought many new clothes while I've been here, since at the end of the year I'm returning to Australia. No need for me to accumulate too many material things while I'm here, especially since I'll just need to get rid of them in the end. I also don't want to grow attached to anything in Quebec, for obvious reasons. After showering and getting ready to meet up with Valerie's friends, I headed down to Main Street. The first time I walked down that footpath, I was incredibly nervous. I was surrounded by unfamiliar sights and smells, different shops, people, and food. Even the air smelled different here. Paid attention to anything I could use as a landmark to help me find my way around. Broken street lamp, particularly unique shop sign, the agora in the middle of the town. These are all breadcrumbs in a trail to help me find my way back home. But now I knew exactly where Valerie's favorite restaurant was, and I could spend my time actually taking in the sights. Past the window displays of a bland-looking shop, situated a little after the broken street lamp. Hadn't noticed the shop before, but on that day I spotted something in the window. A hat. A knitted beanie hat, to be more precise, with extended ear warmers that hung all the way down to the mannequin's hands. The ends seemed to fold in on themselves and form little pockets. It was a vibrant shade of orange, like a marigold flower, and similar to the vest that Valerie always wore. That would look good on Valerie. I rarely vocalize my thoughts, so hearing it come out of my own mouth surprised even me. What am I thinking? What was I even saying? I questioned myself, but had no answers. I stared at the beanie for a little bit longer. Perhaps too long. The ring of a bell caught my attention as an older gentleman poked his head out of the shop door. Do you see something that you like? My eyes darted between the old man and the brightly colored beanie in the window. It really would look good on her. I was wondering. After purchasing the beanie, I made my way to the restaurant to see Valerie and her friends. I had stuffed it in my bag and completely forgotten about it during the night. Glad I didn't give it to her back then, because then I wouldn't have had the opportunity to gift wrap it. I wrapped it with moss green paper with thin gold stripes, topped off with a silver ribbon. Really do hope that she likes it. I'll tell her it's a gift of gratitude, my way to say thanks for helping me get acquainted with the area. It's not strange to give someone a gift for that reason, right? I've only given presents to others for birthdays and Christmas in the past, but I've received bouquets after a recital. Perhaps I should have just gotten her a bouquet after our performance instead. Would she prefer that? No, I need to stop doubting myself. I've already bought this beanie and I will hand it to her. As I push open the door, I'm greeted by the wafting aroma of delicious herbs and cheese. Oh, hell yeah! The room has a warm and cozy atmosphere. A small picnic rug is set up next to the window. There are candles, the fake battery-operated kind, neatly lined up along the windowsills. Her backpack and guitar case are resting against the wall, and 2 square cushions for sitting on are placed on either side of an opened picnic basket. Behind the basket is Valerie, kneeling with a wide grin on her face. Ta-da! her hands sway in a grand gesture at her presentation.
What is all of this?
She picks up one of the cushions and fluffs it before setting it back down and indicating for me to come join her. I set my bag down to my side, keeping it nice and close as I cross my legs. It is a comfortable cushion.
I thought before we practiced we could have dinner together.
The thought is nice, but
it's not potatoes again, is it?
She purses her lips while narrowing her eyes.
I do eat things other than spuds, you know.
Reaching into the basket, she pulls out a plate with a pepperoni pizza on top. So this is what I smelled when I entered the room.
We're having pizza tonight.
I must admit, it does look delicious. Wow, something different this time. I don't intend to sound sarcastic, but it just naturally comes out that way.
Did you, by any chance, make it yourself?
Would you be impressed if I did?
The fact that you're answering my question with another question would imply that you didn't make it.
Her lower lip drops slightly. The expression on her face says it all. I find myself stifling a giggle.
Alright, fine, you caught me. I ordered it and just put it on a plate to give it a fancy feel. So does it feel fancy?
The giggle I was suppressing escapes my lips. No, not at all.
Dang it! But it's authentic Italian pizza cooked using a wood-fired oven. Now doesn't that sound fancy?
Perhaps a little, but I don't mind eating average store-bought pizza. This is new.
Trying new things and going out of my comfort zone. These are things that I've been doing constantly with Valerie. And in all honesty, it's not so bad. She tears off a slice of pizza and hands it to me with a napkin. No cutlery, no plates, no chairs or table. Wonder what my parents would say if they saw me now. I'm sorry, do your parents insist on cutlery for pizza? Because if they do, they're the fucking weirdos.
Thank you.
I carefully handle the slice. It's still hot. When I quickly bite into the side with the cheese... The side? With the cheese melting off, a burst of flavor explodes in my mouth. How long has it been since I've had pizza? Have I had any since coming to Canada?
How is it?
Chew and swallow. It's rude to speak with my mouth full.
Quite nice.
Right? It's from the best pizza place in town.
Is that so?
When it comes to Valerie, everything she shares with me is the best in town. As we eat, the sky gets darker and the candlelights get brighter. Valerie leans a little closer while talking. Her knees touch ever so slightly, yet the feeling resonates throughout my entire body. A strange but warm tingle.
And that is how I became friends with Opal and Xavier.
I see.
For them to have remained friends, even after graduating from high school, is a testament to Valerie's magnetic personality. Or should I say to her lack of respect for others' personal boundaries. No, but for real. Though I found her to be a little pushy at first, or perhaps more than just a little. Glad that she convinced me to be her pianist. Will we remain friends even after I return to Australia? There are a couple of slices left, but the two of us are stuffed, so we don't dare touch them. As I turn to grab my bag, I accidentally knock Valerie's guitar over. It slides down and hits the floor with a bang.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
She stops mid-sentence.
Actually, can you pass it over?
I do as she says without complaint, delicately handing the case with her Fender CD60S over. Valerie's quiet as she takes it from me and opens the case to inspect it. Her silence does not bode well for me. I wait with nervous anticipation. From where I'm sitting, it doesn't look to be damaged, but I would hate for something to have happened to it. Fortunately, the smile that creeps onto Valerie's face suggests that nothing is broken.
I can't tell if it's alright or not.
Her smile turns coy.
What do you mean?
we'll need to have a jam session to make sure it's not broken.
Valerie jumps up from her spot while holding the neck of her guitar. She must think that she's being very sly, but I see right through her. If she wanted to jam with me, she should have just been straightforward about it like usual. I'm sure it's fine. However, I'm not entirely opposed to jamming out tonight.
Really?
I dust my skirt off as I stand, shrugging my shoulders as Valerie looks at me with a face of excitement. Why not? Make my way over to the piano, sliding my fingers along perfectly tuned keys. Valerie nestles her guitar against herself, tuning the strings with her ears turned forward. I do admire her ability to recognize perfect pitch. Well, what are we playing tonight if we're not practicing her score straight away? She strums an A minor on her guitar and tightly shuts her eyes, and a look of indulgence shows on her face as she waits out the sound of the chord.
Whatever you like.
I take a moment to consider what to play, but I quickly learn that I had misunderstood Valerie's answer as she starts playing a tune that I'm unfamiliar with and singing along.
Yeah, you can play whatever you like.
I freeze. What is this song? Valerie notices my confused stare and stops.
Dio? Or the Anna Marine cover? No?
I shake my head to express my lack of understanding.
Oh man. Well, I mean, this is the fun part of jamming, isn't it? Even if you don't know what song I'm playing, you can just listen and join in.
She continues playing at a slow tempo. Sure enough, I can easily recognize the chords. F, C, G, back to A minor, but... You want me to just join in?
Yeah.
She continues playing F, C, G, A minor.
Show me how amazing you are.
What nonsense is she spouting now? F, C, G. I'm not amazing or anything like that. A minor.
But you are.
Ugh, I give up. I let out a defeated but grateful sigh as I join Valerie's melody on the piano. Oh shit, it's time to duel musically. Oh boy, no, I'm not ready. It's been a while. Oh shit. Oops. Haha. Whoops. Oh my god, this is a fucking disaster. Okay, there we go. I'm getting back into that. Nope, no I'm not. Kind of, sort of getting back into it. Maybe part of the problem is that I'm using two hands to do this, and I don't think that's how they intended it to be done. But, I am so sure that if I only use one hand, it'll go poorly. So, why does it keep saying bad? Stop telling me I'm bad. Oops. Ay, ay, ay. Oops. Ha. There we go. Yeah. Yes. It's easier when it's just the single notes rather than the fucking long notes. Those heck me up real bad. Whoops. Haha. Whoops. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there we go. It does bother me a little bit that the keys that I have to play don't really seem to correspond to the music. I think that might be part of why I'm having so much fucking trouble with this. It makes me ever more grateful that the music minigame doesn't really affect anything outside of like individual scenes. Although I do hate missing anything, even if it's just like a little scene or a little line. you know. I wanna see everything. Ay. But I'm not gonna. I don't think we're gonna get an A on this one. Oh, fuck. Maybe I could have. Oh, shit, no, we did reach A. Whew. It's basically perfect. We're geniuses. Thanks, game, for being easy. Because the actual game play isn't easy for me. Yahoo! Spread my fingers and hit the final chord. Even after the reverberance is gone, the music still echoes in my ears. I've missed the way this feels. Keys underneath my fingertips, the resonating sounds in my ears, and the silly happy faces of the people watching me. But right now, Valerie's the only one watching me, the only silly happy face that I can see. I fumble a bit. Tits. An A wasn't good enough for that one. Y'all pretended like an A was fucking perfect for the other ones. Is it not the actual, like, letter score, but, like, the number score that affects it? Honestly, it's a surprise that it took me this long to get the fucking tone deaf achievement, so that's fine. Valerie looks like she's really gonna wad this over us, though, so that's unfortunate. Fumble a bit, my fingers haphazardly pressing keys that sounded out of tune with the melody we had created for ourselves. Yet, my heart doesn't ache. I'm not worrying about those tiny little mistakes I made. Instead, my heart is full. Hey, you know what? Maybe doing a bad job was better for the character development. Yeah, I meant to do that. I look over at Valerie. She's the only one watching me, the only silly happy face that I can see. Wait, I already read this line. My heart soars at the sight. Silence falls over the room, but it doesn't stay unshattered for long.
Woo, that was awesome.
I smile and nod in agreement, although I don't share her same level of enthusiasm. Valerie always seems to have an endless amount of energy, which I both admire and tolerate.
What do you want to play now?
While contemplating, I take the opportunity to stretch my arms and wrists. Holding my right arm forward, I pull my fingers back with my left hand before switching sides. How about...
Oh!
Before I can suggest anything, Valerie interrupts me.
Cannons, how are your hands?
My hands? What an odd question to ask so suddenly. They're fine? Why?
Oh, well...
I'm intrigued. Valerie removes her guitar before turning back to her bag on the floor. Crouching down, she rummages through her belongings before pulling something out. Even as I sway left and right to get a peek, Valerie does a good job of hiding it behind her back. What could she be up to?
Give me your hands.
I'd rather not. She instantly saddens, showing me a faux sad puppy expression.
I won't do anything bad, I promise.
Still reluctant. Not one for surprises, but I also know that Valerie's level of persistence will outlast my levels of resistance. I sigh while raising both my hands in front of me.
Now, close your eyes.
Excuse me.
Just trust me.
I do. Kind of. Sighing one more time, I slowly close my eyes. I can hear Valerie's clothes rustling against each other as she moves. Feel her take hold of my left hand. She's warm. She rubs her thumb against my palm gently, like how one would pet a small stray kitten to make it comfortable. She slips something over my fingertips, something soft and woolly. My fingers wriggle before she does the same to my right hand. Her fingertips feel rougher and more calloused on this side. Is it from all the years of playing guitar?
Okay, you can open your eyes now.
The dim lighting from the candle shines too brightly when I first open my eyes. Once they've adjusted, I see what she's put on my hands. Gloves. Navy blue woolen gloves. The kind I've seen in all the shops around town. They're a perfect fit and feel especially cozy this late at night. What's this for?
Do you like them?
Yeah, very much so, but I'm curious as to why the sudden gift.
Upon hearing my answer, Valerie's face lights up like with a brilliant smile, one of many that she's shown me lately. She sways back and forth on the heels of her feet as she speaks.
I knew you'd appreciate them. You don't seem to be used to the weather here yet, and I'm worried about your fingers getting cold.
The warmth from the gloves extends to my chest.
That's very considerate of you, Valerie. Actually, I also have something for you.
Her eyes widen with surprised excitement.
What? Really? What is it?
Hold on a moment.
I walk to my bag and open it to reveal the neatly wrapped present sitting on top of everything else. I hand it to her with both hands.
Wow, it's even gift wrapped.
She accepts it, carefully holding the parcel up in the air and inspecting it. She gives it a gentle squeeze.
It's soft.
She raises it slightly before letting it drop a few times.
It's light.
If you don't want to open it now, you can wait until you're home.
No, I'll open it now. I just wanted to try and make a guess of what's inside.
She tears the paper off with no delicacy, revealing the orange beanie. Her eyes light up almost as brightly as the fake candle lights.
Oh, wow, you got this for me?
My cheeks heat up a little from embarrassment. I've never received a reaction like that before. Her smile stretches from ear to ear.
Yeah, I wanted to give you something as a sign of gratitude, to say thanks for helping me acclimate to Canada. And I guess also for being my friend.
This is... I don't even know what to say.
I realize I've been twiddling my thumbs this whole time.
Feel free to try it on.
Okay.
Valerie slips the beanie over her head and wraps the extra long ear covers around her neck like a scarf. It really does suit her. She strikes a supermodel pose and purses her lips forward. I guess that's the type of face she thinks a model would make.
How does it look? Stylish?
It suits you very well.
Her giggle is contagious.
I've actually seen this before. Did you get it from the shop in the center of town?
Yes, I did.
Wasn't it expensive?
No, not really. At least not by my standards.
Oh, we should take a photo.
A photo?
Yeah, to capture this moment in time and memorialize it forever as a digital wallpaper on my phone.
Forever is a bit much.
She isn't listening. Valerie's already skipping back to her bag to get her phone. This time she clumsily knocks her bag over and something I did not expect to see falls out. Knitting needles. She grabs them with haste and tries to hide them behind her back.
What are those?
Nothing?
What a terrible liar. I stand my ground with my arms crossed in front of my chest, looking down with the same authority as a teacher questioning a rebellious student. Well, my attempt at the same level of authority. It seems to work as Valerie hangs her head and sheepishly reveals the knitting needles from behind her back.
I didn't know you could knit.
I don't. I mean, not really. I did try to, though.
I don't understand why she would be embarrassed and lie about this. Knitting looks like a fun and relaxing hobby to have.
I wanted to make a pair of gloves for you. They were gonna be amazing.
I look down at the gloves on my hands. Wait, did she make these?
But in the end, it didn't even matter.
She crouches back down to her bag and pulls something strange out. It's small and raggedy, only about half the size of my hands. An unevenly knitted blue square with a short tail of yarn extending out from one corner.
I couldn't quite get it right.
Curiously reach my hand out towards it.
Did you make this? For me?
She hands the square over. It's soft and our fingers brush.
It was my first attempt. Although, I guess you could say this one here is actually my 7th attempt.
It's so poorly made. There's some parts where the knitting is too tight and other parts where it's too loose.
I thought I'd be able to pick it up quickly, since that's usually the case with any instrument, and clearly knitting is just like instruments. Aren't knitting needles kind of like drumsticks?
Oh my god. The color is a lovely blue, lighter than the navy blue gloves I'm wearing right now, but a slightly different hue to the color of my dress.
I'll get rid of it, so hand it on back.
No. I tightly clutch onto the woolen square. Can't turn my eyes away from it. Somehow I'm mesmerized by it.
I'd like to keep it, if that's alright with you.
You would?
Yeah, even though you weren't able to finish it, this is perhaps the first time anyone has done something like this for me.
Since the very beginning, I've thought of Canada as an uncomfortably cold place, but standing in front of Valerie right now, it feels warm and welcoming.
Thank you.
I met with no response from Valerie, unusually. When I raise my eyes from her gift to her face, I see her smiling, but this is different to her usual smile. It's not silly, playful, or filled with overbearing confidence. Not this time. This time she's smiling with her soul, as if to thank me for something when I'm the one feeling grateful to her right now. She begins to speak.
Cadence, do you...
Valerie pauses, her cheeks flushing a dark red hue. It's cute. Really cute. As if noticing the amusement decorating my features, she turns away and looks at the window. The moonlight is streaming in from the window. She bashfully looks back at me, rubbing her neck nervously.
Cadence, do you, want to look at the night sky with me?
I would love to, Valerie.
Aww.
Cute.
Aw, they even got mugs of some hot drink? Hell yeah, this is cozy as fuck.
Outside, snow falls like dancing fairies, reflecting the moonlight off their frozen wings before they pirouette down to the ground. Sky is their dance floor, and the Larghetto? Sure. Tempo of my heartbeat is their music. Didn't know there were such beautiful things in this world.
Cadence?
My attention snaps back to Valerie. It's hard to see her face, but I can tell that she's tugging on her beanie wrapped around her neck.
Yeah, Valerie?
She scooches closer to me, giving me the perfect opportunity to rest my head on her shoulder.
I'm excited about our performance.
My lips curl into a small smile.
Me too. I'm looking forward to playing your song.
Our song, Cadence. It's our song.
She corrects me twice. Thought of claiming it to be our song warms me. Valerie really does appreciate me.
Yeah, sorry, our song. I'm looking forward to playing our song.
I read a great quote on the internet this morning. Love is friendship set to music. Wow. Let that just sink in. Oh, hell yeah, new outfit. Is there a... Nope, that's not it. Eh? Ah, fuck. I don't know the button to make the... Oh, wait, hide. Nice. My usual attire follows one basic principle, comfort. A simple t-shirt and a pair of comfy jeans are enough for me. If I could live out my life wearing a onesie all the time, I would. But from time to time, social etiquette requires me to suit up and show off the beautiful butterfly that I am. Fitted orange dress shirt with unnecessary ruffles at the front, covered by a plain black blazer with shoulder pads even MJ couldn't pull off. Colorful treble clef pin sits proudly on my left lapel. High-waisted tailored black slacks and high heels enough to give me an extra air of sophistication without the fall risk. Find myself periodically stretching my arms and rolling my shoulders back. Although I find these clothes uncomfortable, I have to admit, I look really dang good.
Valerie, I'm back.
Ah, hell yeah. Cadence returns from the bathroom having applied her makeup. Not that she needs to wear any. She wears a gorgeous black flowing A-line dress that reaches down to her ankles. The points of her glittery silver heels poke out from under her dress. As she passes me, I feel the velvety smooth fabric brush against my forearms. Looking good. I raise 2 thumbs up and smile to show my approval.
Thank you. You don't look too bad yourself.
I straighten my lapels with a smirk.
Thanks, but when have I ever looked bad?
We walk over to our designated seats, passing a few of my classmates along the way. There are a mix of nervous and excited faces, plus one student who looks like they haven't slept a wink. And, of course, there's always that one person with a smug look on their face that shouts, "My confidence is through the roof." That person is me. She's not quite as arrogant as me, but Cadence also seems unfazed and not worried at all. She sits down with perfect posture and stretches out her arms, completing a couple of warm-up exercises before turning to me with a smile.
You have an interesting look on your face, Valerie. You feeling confident?
Indeed, I am.
Yeah, we've got this in the bag.
She cocks her head to the side curiously.
You must have nerves of steel. Most people are nervous before a performance, even if it's just a little.
Not really. I may just be distracted by you.
Her eyes widen.
What do you mean? Did I do something strange?
No, I just like watching you, that's all.
Cadence narrows her eyes before twirling a lock of her hair between her fingers.
Please don't be distracted by me when we're up on stage. Otherwise, the past few months we've spent together preparing for today will have been for naught.
Don't be like that, Cadence. Even if I get a poor mark for this last assessment, it won't be for naught. I mean, I got to meet you after all.
Her expression softens for a moment. I even notice the little smile that she tries to hide, but she soon replaces the smile with a stern look even my mother has never given me.
Please take today more seriously.
I am. I really am.
I raise both hands up in defeat. I'm the older one between us, so why is she obviously the more mature one?
Well, I mean, it's not a bad thing.
We continue waiting for our turn. From our designated seats, we have a side-on view of each performance by my peers. Despite the obvious butterflies in their stomachs, so far everyone that has performed has been amazing. I'll give credit where it's due. With the level of skill everyone before me has shown, I'm feeling a little more competitive than usual.
They're pretty good.
Cadence whispers in my ear, her gaze never leaving the violinist on stage. Perhaps I should take up violin after this.
Yeah, but we're gonna be better.
Playfully nudge her with my elbow, getting me a small eye roll from her. Music ends with a dramatic outro. The sound of the strings lingers for a little longer before the girl on stage takes a bow. She exhales an anxious breath that she must have been holding on to. We in the audience applaud her, some more enthusiastically than others. As she walks off stage, the professor in charge of my course grabs the microphone from his seat at the very front of the stage and calls my name. Next up, Valerie. He pauses while reading Cadence's name. With her friend, Cadence, performing the composition on piano. I stand up before Cadence and offer her my hand. She takes it with a smile. In contrast to when we first met and how cautious she was about being my pianist, she's grown to trust me and is more willing to follow my lead. We walk up onto the stage. Cadence positions herself beside the piano, Kawai GL10 Baby Grand in glossy ebony, while I stand at the front, facing my professor.
Hi everyone. My name is Valerie and this is Cadence.
I take a deep breath to prepare for my speech. Speech!
When I first began composing my song, I wanted to tell a story. A story of unanticipated pain, haunting sorrow, and lingering heartbreak. A story to touch the soul and bring the listener to tears. But I had a problem. I couldn't relate. I personally have never experienced anything in my life that made my heart ache into the late hours of the night. How could I possibly touch the hearts of listeners when my own heart hasn't even been moved? And I assumed that, like me, many of my peers would also struggle to enjoy a song that they couldn't relate to. That's why I needed to change the story that we're about to tell. This song is no longer about the pain or sorrow that comes with heartbreak, because no one's ever felt that in their whole lives ever. Instead, this song tells the story of pushing past all that and working towards your dreams, achieving your goals, and experiencing the love that comes from spending time with your friends and families. This song is about the future and how we have the ability to make it absolutely wonderful. This is Love's Crescendo.
Roll credits. Don't make me play this. Please don't fuck this up. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, good. Wonderful. Easy. Oops. Haha. At least, oh my god, the notes are finally following the music. This is wonderful. Yes. Excellent. This I can do. Oops. Oops, oops. Well, I can mostly do it. I still sometimes forget where my fingers are placed. Yahoo! Yes! It feels so good to play the music mini game when the notes actually correspond to the music. Like, even if I fuck it up a little bit, it just feels better to play when I'm not, like, completely lost and being like, how does this match to the fucking song at all? Maybe the other ones did match and I just wasn't fucking, like, tuned in enough. I don't know. All I know is this one is good. I'm enjoying this one. Yeah! Perfect! Oops. Haha, whoops. Haha, oops.
Oh shit. Okay, here we go.
You're, See, like, sometimes the notes just, the timing of the notes just doesn't quite match, and it kills me. But it's fine. We did great. Hell yeah. Sight of an angel playing Heaven's Anthem. It's the only way for me to describe Cadence's performance. Although I've heard our song so many times this past semester, from its earliest conception in my mind to our final practice last night, what I just witnessed is beyond anything I could have imagined. My professor applauds with unenthusiastic and unimpressed clapping before noting something down on my assessment form and directing Cadence off the stage. I'm sure he's seen and heard hundreds of students during his time at the university, but would it kill him to look like he's enjoying these compositions even just a little bit? Sheesh. Cadence and I return to our seats as the next student takes the stage. Feel a tug on my sleeve.
How was I?
You are absolutely incredible, Cadence.
Her smile eases into... Oh! Her smile eases into a more relaxed state. I didn't think she was worried at all, but perhaps even a seasoned pianist like herself still needs a little reassurance from time to time. How can I help her? I know.
We should celebrate. Let's go out for...
La Pomme de Terre again.
She interrupts me with a self-gratifying smile on her face.
I want to give it to you for finally pronouncing it correctly, but no. Let's go for something a little more fancy this time.
She tilts her head to the side with curiosity and perhaps a hint of doubt at the mention of fancy. Aww. The evening sun bathes the streets in a cozy orange hue. In contrast, the chilly air is still damp from last night's snowfall. I guide Cadence through the quiet streets, walking side by side and enjoying the sight of her hair swaying left and right with every step. We walk up to a small French-themed creperie with red and white curtains framing the window. Above the door is a sign, and written in golden cursive is the name Crepe Escape.
See? Fancy, right?
Pancake! Bell chimes loudly to alert the servers of our arrival when I open the door.
After you.
Thank you.
Cadence is quick to remove her coat when she steps into the heated little restaurant. We're greeted by one of the servers dressed in black and white with a stylish red beret who shows us to her table by the window. What window?
Here are the menus. Would you like to start with any drinks?
I straighten my posture and tilt my nose to the sky, pulling off the snootiest voice that I can.
I'd like your finest bottle of champagne.
This gets a stifled chuckle out of Cadence, but the opposite reaction from the server.
We don't serve champagne. We have pop, juice, tea, coffee, water.
I take a moment to carefully read through the drinks menu.
I'll just have a glass of water, please.
Lemonade for me.
Sure. She's quick to turn and leave. Guess my joke wasn't as funny as I thought it was. When I look at Cadence, she's trying to hide her smile with her hand and doing a poor job at it. Maybe it was a funny joke and I just had to find the right audience.
So, how did you feel when you were up there on stage today?
Cadence brushes a loose lock of golden hair behind her ear.
The same as I usually do.
And what's that?
Her lips curl into a blissful smile.
Lost in the moment.
That's a good answer, spoken like a true musician.
I know exactly what you mean. Doesn't it feel like you're in a world of your own making?
She looks at me quizzically, not quite agreeing with what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
When I'm playing, it feels like I'm in my own bubble. I control what I see and hear, and anything that's not important just sort of fades away.
I see.
Or a better example would be comparing it to wearing noise-canceling headphones.
That's not quite how I would describe it, but I can see why you would think that way.
Well, how would you describe it then?
It's a bit hard for me to put into words.
I'd love to hear you try.
Guess when I'm performing, it feels more like time has stopped.
She pauses, and I can see that she's trying to think of a way to elaborate. The way she tilts her head slightly to the side and purses her lips as she thinks is quite cute.
Like everything that happened before I touched the piano and everything that will happen after I step away, it all sort of just fades from my mind. And the only time I feel like that, like I'm really alive, is while I'm in that moment of playing. Can't really think of a better way to explain the feeling, so that'll have to do for now.
That's pretty fascinating.
We don't often have very in-depth conversations, but discussing the differences between our experiences with music is indeed intriguing. Although what we experience might differ, music still brought Cadence and me together. Now it's a matter of figuring out where we want it to take us from here. Here are your drinks. Are you ready to order? I'm snapped back to reality. You simply have to stop using that phrase because every single time it's like a switch gets flipped on in my brain and I can't help it. 2 tall glasses of ice are placed on the table between us. The server empties a bottle of lemonade into one and water into the other.
Yes, I'd like to order the crepes with spiced pear, ricotta, and Belgian dark chocolate, please.
Fancy.
Cadence rolls her eyes but continues to smile at me.
I'll have the strawberry and rhubarb crepes, thanks.
The server jots down our order before returning to the kitchen.
I can't wait to eat.
I'll admit, I'm also pretty hungry.
Have you had crepes before?
Yeah, but they were Japanese-style crepes.
What are Japanese-style crepes like?
They just have different types of fillings. The one I ate had lettuce, tuna, corn, and mayo in it.
Oh, a savory one. My eyes widen as big as my mouth.
I've never had crepes like that before.
There's a little shop in Sydney that sells them.
Maybe I should visit you in Australia.
It's a casual comment that left my mouth before my brain even finished putting the sentence together. But it's not such a bad idea.
Hey, would that actually be alright with you? If I went to Australia, would you show me around?
Cadence's chestnut brown eyes glimmer slightly with what I hope is excitement, but the way she averts her gaze and fiddles with a lock of her hair makes me think otherwise.
Do you even have time to take an overseas holiday?
What? Why wouldn't I?
She focuses her gaze back at me and leans a little closer.
Aren't you graduating soon? Don't you need to start job hunting?
I've already started.
Really?
Her tone is filled with disbelief.
Yeah. Cadence, I've known what I wanted to do with my life ever since I was a kid. It's been my dream to create music that's emotional and tear-jerking. It wasn't easy for me. I'm not the type of person to be swayed by emotions myself.
I know.
But you've been a real inspiration for me while composing, Cadence.
Her cheeks flush a vibrant shade of red.
I've already applied for internships with a couple of studios here in Canada, but you know that music is a global language. I could even look for work in Australia.
Her face lights up. She doesn't even try to hide her excitement at the idea.
That's true, you could.
Her lips soften into a content smile.
I know I might not seem the type, but I do think about my future a fair bit. And, to be honest, I think a future with you in it wouldn't be so bad. Dare I say it might actually be enjoyable.
You don't say.
Cadence places her hands on the table in front of her. I don't know if that was meant to be a sign, but I decided to take it as my cue to reach my own hands forward. Her hands are warm. She's a little surprised by the sudden contact, but doesn't withdraw from my grasp. Her eyes dance like the candlelight between our hands and my face. She smiles.
I've always had my future laid out for me by my parents, so I haven't had to think about it too much. But I also think a future with you doesn't sound too bad.
Like our musical performance, we both become lost in this moment. Time stops and all the surrounding noise seems to just fade away. The timing is perfect. I take control and lean over the table. Cadence follows my lead. Nice. I was so sure we were about to get interrupted by the server coming back. She accompanies me in a gentle kiss that lasts for 2 beats of our hearts. Just like that, we've reached the conclusion of our song. Oh, hell yeah, look at those cute little plushies! Oh my god. 2 years later, we still have the same outfit. That's okay. I'm awakened by the jingles of plates and bowls, metal cutlery clinking against crockery and cupboards slamming shut, beat of heavy footsteps, and the familiar hum of one of my favorite songs joins in.
Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey.
Bakey being short for bacon. I roll over, turning away from the dim morning glow seeping in from the window to face the shining bright smile of my partner Valerie. Good morning. Finally get a waft of the freshly cooked bacon and eggs. Oh god, I'm so hungry now. Valerie hovers the plates in front of me before pulling back.
Come on, let's have breakfast at the table. Aww.
I don't dawdle, getting out of bed and getting dressed in under a minute before exiting our bedroom and walking into our open kitchen. I join Valerie at the table, sitting next to her and picking up the glass of orange juice that she's freshly poured.
Are you nervous about today?
Not really.
Not even a little?
No. What about you? Are you nervous?
Of course not. And you know what? We're both gonna smash it today.
Yes, we most definitely will.
Today is a big day in more ways than one. More ways than two, even. Not only is today our 2-year anniversary, but it's also the release day of the movie that Valerie's been working on. After taking part in a couple of small projects with her friends and networking within the industry, she interviewed for a position with a globally successful production studio over a year ago. She landed the role, of course. I couldn't be more proud. She's been working like a dog on this movie, and we'll both be attending the premiere later tonight. But that's just 2 out of the 3 things we're celebrating today. The third, well, today's my final performance for my university degree. I will be performing a solo piano piece that I composed mostly by myself. Valerie did contribute a little with a few suggestions. I'm excited to finally be completing my degree here in Canada. I returned to Australia in my 2nd year because that was the original arrangement of my study abroad program. But I was able to reapply with considerable ease and was granted a change of universities, so I'll officially be graduating here in the spring of next year. My parents were shocked when I told them that I wanted to finish my studies in Canada, but they weren't against it and have come to visit twice over the past 6 months. They were even more shocked upon meeting Valerie, but that's a story for another day. The end of one journey is the beginning of another, as they say. Aw. Show me the food. Yummy.
Oh, right. You still haven't told me what you decided to call your song, Cadence.
Valerie leans over the table with a cheeky smile on her face.
Should I be flattered?
I roll my eyes. These past 2 years, her ego has only seemed to have gotten bigger. But I guess her unwavering confidence is one of the things that I love about her.
You might like the title.
Really? What is it?
I stretch my hand over to playfully pinch her nose, causing her to scrunch her face.
Love's Conclusion.
Wow. Oh, hell yeah. We did it. Yay.
Oh. Background? Hey, background? Did we get all the CGs? We sure did. I didn't think that there were, different options. Considering that, you have practically no choices. I think literally the only choice was the music genre choice, right? And then everything else is just mini games that can't fuck anything up too bad. Yay! I love that. A low stakes, easy, sort of breezy visual novel. Cute as hell. Good shit. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Hope y'all had a good time. Hope y'all take care. Hydrate. All that good stuff. Yeah. Bye.